If someone wants to leave, let them. Hi, I'm Amy, and welcome to my channel. Here we discuss spirituality and psychology around relationships. I'm a certified attachment style coach and mentor, and today's video has been really inspired by a few conversations that I've had with clients this week, mainly around if somebody wants to leave you, let them leave you. And I know that this is hard, and I've been here myself. There is no judgment here at all. That I know a few years ago when I was deep in the throes of anxious attachment, I'd had no self-work, I didn't believe in anything, I just had this huge abandonment wound that was triggered by a certain person. And this person repeatedly held the security of the relationship over me, and ultimately it came to a breakup. And I did all the things that you're told not to do. I begged. I contacted him when he told me not to. I did loads and loads of stuff. So there's absolutely no judgment here because I've done it myself. And no contact to me was not an option. I did not want to not speak to this person. Not speaking to this person was super painful. But it was all driven by this fear of abandonment that I had, that I wasn't good enough because that person didn't want me, or I wasn't worthy enough or lovable enough because that person didn't want me. And I looked towards that person so much for validation that when they weren't there, it completely drove me into this depressive cycle and really did a number on my own self-esteem. So if you're here right now, I've got you, because I know that the idea of going no contact with somebody that you really, really love is super painful, but it is going to help you. So if you've got this story in your head that I can't go no contact because I need to keep myself in their mind because otherwise they might forget me, or they might move on. I need to keep my name in their mind somehow. You don't. You don't need to do that. They have made this decision and they need to sit with that decision. They're not going to do that if it is that you're constantly in contact with them. They're not going to think about the good times or think about your qualities whilst you're still in their ear or still in their mind or still in their inbox, texting them. And also, when you do this, it is depreciating your own self-esteem even more. Because I can guarantee you, if your friend was telling you that their other half had left them and that they were messaging them asking for another chance or begging them to come back, you would say, don't do that. But I get it, because when you're in that state and when that abandonment wound is really triggered, it feels like you're going to die. It feels like so awful that you'll do anything to get yourself out of that feeling. And when it is that you're going into behaviors like trying to convince somebody or trying to prove that you're worthy, all it's doing is feeding this abandonment wound even more. So you're going to feel worse and worse and worse for doing it, because actually you're not showing yourself the respect that you deserve. And when you're not showing yourself the respect that you deserve, you allow other people to disrespect you, because that is what your subconscious comfort zone is. So this is something we really need to shift. And in order to do that, you do need to go no contact. And I know that you don't want to hear this. And I didn't either. I did not want to know that I had to go no contact. It seemed so impossible that I didn't speak to this person for however long. But I do want you to reframe no contact. I don't want you to think, oh my God, this is the worst thing in the world, because it isn't. It's not. And there is truth to these get your ex back teachings with no contact, but there are two parts to no contact. Number one is that you need the space so that you can get this out of your system, because when it is that you cannot leave somebody alone or you're constantly checking the phone, you are more akin to a drug addict than anything else. That's what it is. It's an addiction, so that you can sort of not feel this abandonment. And, you know, I felt like it was like stopping smoking, but 10 times worse. Oh, just one cigarette and it won't hurt. But it's a slippery slope, you guys. Once you do it once, it'll snowball. So give yourself the opportunity of having a break from this person so that you can actually process what's gone on and give yourself a better picture of what the relationship was like, because I can guarantee you it probably wasn't as happy as you thought it was. I can guarantee you that there were things about this person that you didn't like. But when you have this attachment wound, all of that goes out of the window when you're left, and all you can think about is how great this person is, how much you love them, and how much you want to be with them. But it's the anxiety talking, it's the fear that's talking here. And in order to heal this fear, you need to go no contact. You won't be able to heal with this person. You won't be able to heal the wound if you keep picking it. And I know this is so dissatisfying to hear, but no contact is essential in these situations. So if you need to, delete their number, delete the messages, delete their photos if you can, or at least hide them. So, and give yourself the grace of going no contact. And if you slip up, that's okay. Notice that you've done it, and as soon as you can stop it and get back on track. So what you're going to do within this no contact is you're first of all going to address this fear of abandonment, and you are going to break this cycle of having to look to that person for validation, to make you feel lovable, to make you feel worthy. What I would suggest to do is to look at people in your life that already provide that for you. So even though, yes, you are still relying on the outside to a certain degree for validation, you are actually starting to look for validation from people that are going to validate you. At the moment, you're looking for validation from somebody who is not going to validate you. So choose carefully the people in your life that will validate you. And the second thing we're going to do is look at how you can start validating yourself. What can you do to start validating your own experience, your own feelings, your own beliefs? And I would definitely recommend journaling around this. Journaling has been so helpful for me to actually see where it is that I am not in touch with myself, where it is that I do look towards other people or the outside world to validate something, to validate that I'm wanted, to validate that I'm worthy and lovable. Because you already are these things. You just need to recognize that in yourself. So I want you to really list out, how is it that you're lovable? What about you is lovable, so that you can get into this habit of validating yourself, so you don't have to look to the other person to do that for you. And when you can start doing this, I can tell you that this feeling and this pull that you've got to this person will start to diminish. The first 3 days of no contact is going to be rough. It's going to be really uncomfortable, but that's okay. Journal through it. I feel uncomfortable right now. I want this person to text me. I want this person to say this to me. I want to text this person. I want to reach out. Feel however you feel, just don't contact them. Do whatever it takes to not do it. And this is how you are going to start shining the torch on you instead of shining the torch on them. Because at the moment, they're not giving you what you need. They're not giving you the love and affection that you deserve. They're not making you feel worthy. If anything, they're doing the opposite right now. But it's this fear of abandonment that's forcing you that makes it feel like you don't have any control, when you absolutely do have control. You do have control over whether you message this person. You do have control over whether you speak to this person or not. I know it feels like you don't, but you actually do. And if you think about it, if it was that you have gone into these behaviors of trying to beg or manipulate or coerce this person in some way to be with you, if a friend was telling you that that's what they were doing, what would you say? You would say, you're worth more than that. This person is not worth your energy, because at the moment they're not, because they're not showing up for you. And if they're not showing up for you, they don't deserve your energy right now. You need your energy. And at the moment, it's almost like an addiction that, I need to speak to this person. I used to tell myself that until this person speaks to me, I won't be happy. And I would tell that story all day long until I realized that actually that's ridiculous. Of course I can be happy without speaking to this person. Of course I can be happy without this person being here. and look at other areas in your life that you are worthy, where you do feel worthy, where you do feel good enough, whether that's your career, whether that's your finances, whether that's your friendships, whatever it is. You do have other things going on in your life other than this person. But at the moment, because that's the thing that's lacking, that's the thing that you're focusing on. So the aim of the no contact period is for you to relearn where your focus needs to be. So it's for you to relearn where you already do meet your own needs in these areas. And it's for you to actually start to grow yourself. And who knows, this person could get in touch. Mine did several times. And then you get to decide whether you want them. But first of all, you need to let them go. You need to let them leave you. Begging somebody to stay and holding on to their ankles as they're leaving, all that's going to do is it's going to make you lose self-respect. And when you don't respect yourself, nobody else will. Because when you're not respecting yourself, you're not respecting your own boundaries and what treatment is acceptable and not acceptable, then that is your baseline. So anyone that comes into your life that treats you better than that, you are going to hyper focus on, you are going to look to them to validate you because they treat you slightly better than you treat yourself. So learn how to respect yourself. What can you do today to show yourself that you are worthy of respect? What can you do today to really show yourself how lovable you are and how worthy you are? Maybe it's just that you got dressed. That's an A. If you got dressed today, tick, that's an A. If you got out of bed and brushed your teeth, that's an A. Be gentle with yourself. No contact is hard, but it's not impossible, and it is going to serve you, because the more and more you get used to not messaging this person and not hearing from this person, the more and more you are going to let things go. So I hope you found that video helpful. If you did, drop a comment below, and if you need any personal support, you can email me. My link is in the bio, but I will see you next time.